Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I'm here in the Alps on a mountain biking trip. So while I'm here, I thought I'd give you some mini reviews of some Parfums Vintage samples that I've received. So I hope you enjoy them. Check out this amazing scenery. Stay tuned to FM. Okay, something a little bit different. I'm not posting photographs because I'm here in the French Alps. I'm doing a week of mountain biking. So I've not brought my camera, I've not brought bottles. What I have brought is lots of samples. Parfums Vintage sent me loads of samples of their newest releases. So I'm going to be going through one of those each day and just letting you know my thoughts on them. The one I'm wearing today is Aqua, which is an interpretation of Invictus Aqua 2016. So you get that lovely marine saltiness, got a little bit of bubble gum from the original Invictus, and you got that yuzu note which you don't get in Invictus Aqua 2018. So both of these are really nice. There's not a lot of difference between the two of them, if I'm honest. I think perhaps there's just a little more saltiness, a little more pop to the Intense, but it's just a small difference. So Aqua from Parfums Vintage is what I'm wearing today. Okay, day two here in Morzine in the French Alps, and I'm wearing Citrus No.1 from Parfums Vintage. This is their take on Xerjoff Neo. I've got to say, if I'm honest, Neo's not my favourite citrus scent. I find it a little sour. I think I'd prefer a bit more sweetness, a bit more liveliness to it. It's a fairly flat scent, so it's Bergamot, it's Neroli, it's vetiver. It's quite a dry citrus scent. I do like it. It's not that I dislike it, but I have citrus scents that I prefer over this one. I have compared this directly with my sample of Neo, and it's very close. So if you like Neo, then Citrus No.1, good option. So welcome to another update here in the Alps. Just been riding up in these mountains. Not quite as high as they can get up there, but they go on beyond that. We've been doing some nice descending, some nice riding through some single track alpine meadows, beautiful. Perfect, in fact, for the fragrance I've been wearing today. It's windy, as you might be able to tell. I'm in the Alps, so I'm wearing Alpine Winds from Parfums Vintage. This is a take on Silver Mountain Water. I like it, it's pleasant. It's never been my favourite creed. I find the musky fruitiness to be all right. Doesn't blow me away. Happy to wear it, but certainly not my favourite creed. The Intense version is maybe a little bit more citrusy, but the differences to me are only subtle. But compared to Silver Mountain Water, this is a very nice interpretation of it. Day 4 of my alpine adventure. I'm in the mountains above Leger, and you can just see how stunning this scenery is. So the fragrance I'm talking to you about today is another sample from Parfums Vintage. Last night I wore Parfum Intense. This is an interpretation of the discontinued Gucci Envy, which I never wore and I don't own, so I can only talk about the scent of this one. I get a leathery grapefruit in the opening, and then there's a sweetness, there's a lot of depth to this one as well. As it dries down, there's some sweetness, and there's like a tobacco-y incense accord going on, which is really lovely. Quite a complex scent for something that's based on a designer scent. I'm really impressed with this one. Performance, fantastic. I wore this last night and my friends said this was projecting massively. So Parfum Intense, I'm really enjoying. Hello, day 5 in the Alps. Today we're riding over to Switzerland. Well, I say we're riding over, we're actually throwing our mountain bikes on a chairlift, which takes us up to the Swiss border over that way, and we're going to descend down to a place called Morzine and do some mountain bike trails. The scent I'm wearing today is Neroli. It's another one from Parfums Vintage. This is their take on Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, and it's a pretty faithful take in my opinion. I have the original, so I've been able to compare this directly. I'd say in the opening the notes of this one come through a little stronger than in the Tom Ford. I think the first 30 to 60 minutes it's just a little stronger, perhaps a little higher in concentration, and then after that it does seem to align and become very similar to the Tom Ford. I get similar performance as well to the Tom Ford. I'm getting 5 to 6 hours. You're gonna get a little longer if you spray it on the skin. Nice take on Neroli Portofino. Have a great day wherever you are. Hello, so you're joining me for another video high up here in the Alps. We've cycled over from France. The Swiss town of Châtel is just below me down there, which I've just been down to. In this video, I'm talking to you about brilliant Bergamot from Parfums Vintage, which is their take on the Labo's Bergamot 22. Now, my honest thoughts on this one is I just don't find it a very interesting fragrance. I get a bit of light, clean citrus, dry vetiver. It's quite thin. It doesn't have much depth or structure or sweetness. It doesn't perform very well on my skin. I get about 30 minutes of a bit of projection. After that, it's a very faint skin scent. I've smelled the original in store, and again, that didn't wow me at all. Certainly not enough to warrant a full bottle purchase. And I feel the same way about this one. It's just not quite brilliant enough for me to want to have a full bottle of this one. So if you've smelt the original and this one, let me know your thoughts on either. And if you can compare the two, I'd love to know what you think. Today you join me on a long and lonely chairlift. It's taking me up to the Swiss border in the Alps, all the way up there. Only one bike and one person allowed per chairlift on this one, so I thought I'd take the time to put this little video together for you. So in this video I'm talking about Parfums Vintage summer bottle. I've been talking about Parfums Vintage fragrances all week this week. I really enjoy this one. It's based on the Frappin or Frappan fragrance Luminist, which I'm not familiar with. I do have a sample on the way to test against this one. This is gorgeous. It's got some citruses, there's some juniper berries, a gin accord, there's depth from tonka bean and musks. So this one is bright, lively, gentlemanly, crisp, fresh, refreshing. I just think it's absolutely perfect for summer. The name is perfect, summer bottle. They do an intense version as well, which I'll be talking about on my YouTube channel and comparing it to the original. So let me know what you think of it. I'm leaving the Alps today. How sad is that? I can't complain. It's been a fantastic week. The scenery, as ever, has been spectacular. The mountain biking has been fantastic. The weather's been amazing. It's been gorgeously hot like this all week. No rain. The trails have been very dusty. And no injuries. A few little minor scrapes and grazes here and there, but no broken bones, fortunately. It's a really hot day today. So the Parfums Vintage fragrance I've chosen to wear is Isla Tropical. This is their take on Creed's Virgin Island water, fantastic warm weather scent. It's got a lovely tropical feel, got lime and coconut and white rum, just conjures images of being sat on a white sandy beach. Not quite the Alps, but it's still really hot, so it's working well. Great travel scent, pretty inoffensive, very likable. I'm gonna enjoy wearing this one on the way home today. So thank you for joining me this week in the Alps. It's been fantastic to have you along for the ride and do these vlogs for you.